What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the all-new 2023 Toyota Sequoia. This one is a Platinum 4x4 finished off in silver metallic, and the MSRP on this vehicle is $79,300. Now this one also features the new hybrid motor. So we have the iForce Max twin turbocharged 6-cylinder with the full hybrid system, and it's pumping out 437 horsepower with 583 pound-feet of torque. It's also paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and of course this is a four-wheel drive vehicle. Taking a look at the styling, this has some really nice designs, just like what we've seen on the new Toyota Tundra, but we get a really cool set of LED headlights. I love the DRL design and everything. And you can see the really bold front bumper. We have an intake duct right here to help direct air around the wheels. Then some more bodywork down below with all of your parking sensors, LED on the fog lights, and then more gloss black trim. Get a huge air dam as well, then really large mesh for this grille. This even features a forward-facing camera and safety sensor. There's also active aero in the grille to improve efficiency when needed. And being a hybrid, we have that blue around the Toyota badge. I think the front end looks really good on these. I love the new styling. It's a super tough looking family SUV. We also get really aggressive lines all throughout the hood, fading their way towards the windshield. And I just love how everything comes together. We also get that Max badge on the side, just to let you know what's underneath the hood. And a really cool design for these fender arches. Really sharp line up above. A set of 20-inch wheels, finished off in a metallic gray with a nice multi-spoke design. Then we get more black all around these fender arches. Then the side profile, it's a good looking proportion. I think it's really cool looking. It's just big and tough looking. I love it. We also have the optional tow mirrors on this particular one. They will extend and fold, of course. We even have cameras integrated, and then 2 different pieces of glass. You can see all the black trim around the windows, roof rails up on top, along with a panoramic sunroof. We get the Platinum badge with some black trim, really nice sharp body lines, and then body colored door handles. I really love this sharp line, and then this one right here. It really just fits this design super well. And then in back, you can see these LED taillights sunken nicely into the bodywork, and then some trim up above the piece of glass back here. You can see Sequoia written out in black with a black trim piece connecting the taillights, and then more black trim down below with all of your parking sensors, and then the trailer hitch cover right here. Now the four-wheel drive can tow about 9,000 pounds, so a pretty capable SUV. One of my favorite features, pressing that button, we can actually open up the glass to do some small things in here, which you don't normally see in SUVs these days, and the camera is still integrated for that rear camera. Really cool. You can of course pop this open now, take a look at the power liftgate and the storage space. This is not the most roomy third row vehicle for storage behind the third row. It's limited a little bit. However, you can get a good idea of how it's designed. We do have buttons over here you can press, and it will automatically fold down the third row seat and get them out of the way. Something really unique though, there are these little levels. You can actually take this floor piece, pull this up, and this can actually lock into place on here. If you get it in the right spot, you have a floor up above where you can put a little bit more hidden stuff down here. So at least while these seats are kind of in the way back here, at least they designed it to give you this extra floor and everything. So not a bad design. And if we just get this back in here, it is a little cumbersome to deal with. However, we got that, and then we can just press these buttons and they're gonna go back up. You can also close the lift gate now. And then taking a look in back now, we get a black leather interior in this Platinum, and you're also gonna see blue stitching all around. So really cool how they integrate that to their hybrids. But you got all this smooth leather along the door panel, and even a huge sunshade, which is a great touch. Some storage, and then you can see the smooth leather with all the perforated leather, and then you have captain's chairs for the second row with adjustable armrests. A little bit of storage down below that, heated and ventilated seats back here, along with all of your controls and air vents, extra water bottle holders, and then a little bit more storage. You can grab the recline lever, pull this down, it's gonna flip all the way up, and it'll give you pretty good access into this third row. You do have a button back here you can press, and it'll do the same thing that we saw back there, folding these all the way down, and then pressing it again, it'll get back up out of the way. So pretty nice design. If I go ahead and hop in the back, you do have some pretty good amenities back here. Headrest will fold up and down. We have a lever right here where you can slide these forwards and back. So you actually could get a little bit better cargo area with these slid forward versus how I had them. So just a little bit better back there. And then if we slide it back, we also have recline. You can press this button and it's a decent third row. So sitting back here at 5'11", I do get a little armrest, also another sunshade. You have air vents up above, cup holders as well. I actually do have some leg room. Seats are kind of low on the floor, so there's a little bit of dead space here. However, it's actually not that bad. A little cramped for headroom, I would say, but definitely great for children or 3 people in a pinch. From here, I can easily climb back out. You have a lot of different steps to walk on. We can close this. And then hopping into the second row now. So this seat will also recline, slides forwards and back. If we go ahead and put that armrest down, it's in a pretty good place, and it's a nice, comfortable second row. Having the seat reclined now, definitely have a little bit more room, and I have plenty of headroom. There's air vents in the ceiling once again, and a ton of legroom and knee room. So definitely a pretty good second row for the Toyota Sequoia. Now if we go ahead and hop into the driver's seat, you can see the power side steps as well. Similar door panel with all of your controls. And then you can see the controls on the seat along with a leg rest. So that's a really nice touch just to add to the comfort. Same design, perforated leather along with the smooth leather and all that blue stitching. Then with my foot on the brake, go ahead and fire it up. We also have the telescoping side mirrors. You just press the button down here, it'll bring them in or push them out. You can see we have that massive screen in the center as well as right here. And you can see your Max logo on the right with some indications for turbo boost and battery. Then you can configure just a little bit using these controls down here. So if I go ahead and scroll left and right, you can see a few things that'll pop up. You have navigation, some eco information as well, any messages and settings, all the safety settings within this vehicle, and then some trip information as well. And then we have a drive mode select down here. You can toggle left and right, and it'll go through all of your different drive modes. We get an eco mode along with comfort and normal, and then some sport modes, and then a customizable one. So really nice to see all that. We have the stock on the right for all of your windshield wipers, turn signal and headlights on the left, a little bit of Bluetooth and audio controls along with all of your cruise control settings, and I like the blue stitching, just a really cool design. On this left side, we also have some automatic headlight controls, a few other power outlet buttons, and then one of your air vents, heads-up display, a little bit of storage up here, and then you can see some more of the black leather and stitching, just a really cool design. Moving our way to the infotainment screen, it's a pretty large screen. There's really not all too much information that comes up. It's kind of exactly what you would expect from a Toyota. Have all your phone integration, a few things for car, and just some settings you can go through. Now if you go ahead and put it into reverse, we get that rear view backup camera with a top-down view. You can see your front view as well, your front wheels, and then this one is fantastic for towing. You can also adjust all of your guidelines as well. If I go into drive now, you can see that front view, and then going back into park. Underneath that, we have all your climate control settings with toggle switches for fan speed and temperature. Super easy to configure it, and then toggle from rear to front. We have the sync and modes, heated and ventilated seating, a few more controls, and then volume on the left and a plug on the right. You can also see the trailer brake adjustments, a few more toggles down below for camera and traction control. You get wireless phone charging and storage along with the parking brake, your shifter, and some nice leather material with all the blue stitching and this kind of aluminum looking plastic. You can also pop this open for 2 cup holders. Then we have your control right here for tow and haul, 4-wheel drive select as well. And then you can see we open this up, we got a little bit extra space in here, and then pulling this back forward, we have a little bit extra storage. You can open this entire piece up as well, reveals even more storage space. And then we have our traditional glove box on the far right side. Up above, we get a full panoramic sunroof. You can see how large that shade is. All of your controls along with a sunglass holder. And then I like how you get the LCD screen for this camera mirror. So really cool to have that type of technology. But nice place to be. With all that said, let's go for a spin. So we are setting off now in the Sequoia. The hybrid twin turbo, this thing packs a punch. It's heavy, obviously it's a huge SUV, But honestly, the power plant is fantastic, especially when you're in like Sport or Sport Plus. You kind of hear the turbos, you hear a grunty sounding, honestly sounds like a V8, and you get a little bit of that electronic sound to it. So pretty nice place to be. Huge windshield, you have a really good view out the front, and you are way high up. You can see the hood with all the contours. You kind of feel like you're in a tank because the windshield actually feels a little small. At the same time, it's huge. So pretty interesting looking out of it. The tow mirrors, I will say, are huge. If you're not actually going to be towing a lot with this, you would probably not option for them. They kind of do get in the way of visibility, especially when you're making a right turn or left turn onto an intersection. That one especially, you kind of got to look up over it, and this one too. So only get that if you are going to be really towing. Now, visibility over your left and right shoulder, I will say the C-pillar and that third piece of glass is pretty hindered with that headrest back there. You don't have the best visibility over your right and left shoulder. Actually, left shoulder is pretty good, but over your right, just the way that's set up, it hinders it just a little bit. At least you have the mirror and all the cameras to really help you out with that. But as far as normal driving, if we go into comfort mode, this has the air ride suspension, it's all adjustable. This is a very nice place to be. This is a luxurious family SUV. It glides over bumps. The seats are incredibly comfortable with all the adjustments, the leg rest and everything like that. I mean, honestly, you can just be comfortable driving in the new Sequoia. It's a great place to be. Really good armrests all around, and you just feel so comfortable. I could honestly do a very long trip in this with no issues. All the tech you're gonna need. When you hit the brakes, you do have to fight it a little bit. Most big vehicles, you kind of got to press that pedal a little firm than a smaller car to really come to a stop. But they do a great job, obviously, bringing this down to a standstill. Hitting some train track bumps. Very smooth. And then that turbo power, this thing packs a punch and really gets up to some speed. But for normal driving, this is a nice jumbo family SUV with all the space you're gonna need, all the technology and luxuries, and honestly for the price point, not really all too bad. Fit and finish is pretty good with the things you touch, so really can't complain with a jumbo sized SUV.